Hello, my name is Dr. Marty Martin, and I'm a faculty member at DePaul University in Chicago, where I both direct and teach in the Health Sector Management MBA program. Some of you may have seen me on previous videos focusing on the quantitative decision-making kind of tool series. So this is part of that series. What our focus will be right now is on statistical process control. That's a mouthful. You may also see this as SPC. So statistical process control. This particular tool is just part of a whole complement of tools that you can use to really make decisions using quantitative data. So let's take a look at this using the example of patient satisfaction. It's a bit busy, but we'll walk through it. So if you'll note here, we have the weeks going from 1 to 21. We also have unfavorable responses on a patient satisfaction survey for 3 departments. For medical department, first, for surgical department, second, and for the OB department, third, and then you have the aggregate for total patients. So what you would do is you would first calculate the range within each department. So if we look at the medical patients, we would really look at the unfavorable responses from that which is the highest to the lowest, and that's your range. Yep. And you can see the numbers of patients that responded to the survey, because in the medical it was 30, for the surgical it was 20, and for OB patients it was 10. So this really is just displaying the data in the aggregate. So this in and of itself doesn't really give us much information to work with. So we have to begin to use the tool, statistical process control, to make meaning of this data. So this is a graph. So this graph is based upon, if you look at it, unfavorable patient satisfaction survey responses for all groups, or total. So now you take the raw data, you simply plot it out, and now we get a picture. So if you note there in blue, that shows what those data points happen to be. On the bottom there, you see LCL in red. On the top, you see UCL in red. So the UCL is the upper control limit. Go back, statistical process control. The LCL is lower control limit. Go back, statistical process control. So really what those are your bounds of acceptability and non-acceptability. So in the case of unfavorable patient satisfaction surveys, our goal is to have everything move down towards the LCL, because this is unfavorable. Yep. So now let's continue. So let's take a look at each one of these particular statistical process control diagrams for the different departments. So for medical, see a lot of variability with medical, and quite a number of them on the medical side are dropping below that red line. Now if we go to OB, quite a number are dropping below that red line. In fact, more of them are. If we go to surgical, a little bit more above the red line. And the last one, total, is overall. So here's the question for you. Remember, these are unfavorable responses. So which one of these, medical, OB, surgery, would you say is the best one if the goal is to increase patient satisfaction? Take a look, and I'll pause for a moment. Hopefully you said OB, because it's percent unfavorable. So the closer those are to 0, the better. So this tool is very important, particularly as we begin to look at quality improvement efforts, as we begin to look at readmissions, as we begin to look at value-based care. So there are measurements on safety and quality and satisfaction. So what you have to do is set a benchmark, set a threshold. That could be, depending upon how you frame it, be your upper control limit or your lower control limit. Then you're able to collect data and see whether you're actually moving towards the target, and then you can make some adjustments. So hopefully you have a good understanding of statistical process control and its relevance to healthcare. The next tool we're going to take a look at is decision matrix.